Hi, this is Sergeant Beast Larson. You ever heard that expression, don't do the crime if you can't do the time? I dedicate this video to Lieutenant Porter of Hays State Prison. Lieutenant Porter, I miss you, buddy. At least once a week, he would tell us we're all just one bad decision away, the difference of being an inmate and a correction officer. Think about that. Life is tough, financially tough, pressures, emotional stress, job stress. One decision away from being an inmate instead of an officer. He used to tell us that. And he was a part of the CERT team prior to promotion, as I was. We've investigated several officers, been a part of arrest of officers for manipulation and other bad things. This video, part 9, CO Life, the difference in similarities, county detention centers, jails versus prisons, state prisons. Now, I'm retired police, remember? I worked at a max security prison, Hays State Prison down in Georgia. Worked at a county detention center also. So I've got some background, I've got some years and some time in history, 30 plus years of this. I'm going to point out a few things for those that are new, those thinking about a career in corrections. County jails, and this video is called Gang Life, Part 9. Gangs they have control of the inmates. Gangs control when you eat, when you sleep, where you eat. Just like watching TV. I'm sitting at a big desk in a conference room right now. You know, it's like on TV when the kids come in high school and they want to sit down with the cool kids and they don't let them. We use the word bully in high school. When you get to prison, when you get to county jail, it's not a bully, it's a gang. Use that word. Don't be afraid to use that word. Your first day in a prison, you go through a diagnostic center or get to prison, they're going to establish health, mental health, some things, your tattoos, and who you're affiliated with. Now who I'm talking about, is the prison staff. Doctor, medical staff, whoever is doing evaluation, the counselors, the behavioral health side, as well as administration. Unit manager, lieutenant, captain, deputy warden, somebody higher ranking. This gets established. Now this is a safe for the person coming in for the moment because it's a controlled environment. They're gathering it to put on your record. They're gathering to know where you're going to get housed. They need to know this to know how you're going to act, how you're going to associate. So it's just questions. Something not to lie about. You go into the county, come into intake. I watched a lot of officers not ask during intake the person coming in, the detainee as they call them, if they're affiliated. To me, it was important. I worked in a prison before the county. I wanted to know I wanted to know who they were and how they rolled and who they rolled with. Most people understand what I'm talking about. Who they roll with, who they associate with, they're going to walk with, who they're going to act with. If they see somebody getting in a confrontation and they're in the same gang, they're going to join in. You need to know this. County level, yes, when the food, we already talked about feed-offs, when the food rolls down to the door on a tray, door opens up and it comes in, the gang controls whichever gang is most predominant, whoever has the highest ranking members, they have control. They control who eats first. They control if it's got brownies on the tray, maybe that gang's going to eat all the brownies between them and the other guys have to give up the brownies or they're going to get a beat down. When you go into the county, you don't have to establish as much who you are. Because remember, on the county level, they're going in, they got court in the morning, on the video, on TVs, like screens behind me. They'll go in and talk about, a little bit of stuff, who they are, where this is. But it's pretty much, what crime did you commit or are you caught up in this situation? You get into a prison once you're done with your diagnostic stuff, and whoever it is takes you down, the CERT members at Hayes take you down to the dorm 99% of the time. And you get to the dorm. When you come in, if you don't have your gang affiliation tattooed on your head and neck, if they don't know right off, it better be on your arm. You better be able to show it. You better prove who you are. Don't dare go in and say, and I watched a video, that TV show 60 Days In. I watched a video, somebody undercover trying to go in posing as a Marine. You go in and posing as a Marine, you're going to find a couple Marines already in there. They're going to call you out on it. You better be reciting the oath. You better be reciting about your gun. It's code for them. They know all these things. They know the words. You better be able to talk it and back it up. If you can't talk and back it up, you know what's coming? A beat down and a trip to the infirmary. In prison, the gangs, they control your mail. The orderlies are all gang members. Orderlies or porters, whatever word you use, that's who's going to help the officer. I supervise as the sergeant in behavior units, material units. I'm running chow. The guy running chow with me, they're all gang. They're gang people. Now, if it's going to benefit people, they'll help other gang members, with the food and passing mail, stuff like that. But if you're the wrong person, you're not with the right gang, not saying the right thing or offering, paying the right price, your mail doesn't get out. Your linen, your laundries don't get out. Your sheets don't get out, they get stolen. And then later that night when the laundry comes back and we pass it out, myself and the orderlies pass it out, because remember, stuff comes back from laundry doesn't mean it doesn't have contraband. So the officers should be going through and be a part or passing out themselves. Pass the stuff out. Gangs control this. You gotta have connections. That's what I'm saying. So think about this in 2020. Think about this, all these people, as soon as this George Floyd incident happened, and I'm not giving you opinion one way or the other. I have on another video already. But when this happened and these things started, this violence started in attacking police and attacking police cars, and President Trump making certain things federal offenses now and hate crimes. Everybody thought they was a hero. They got their buddies like this, got the camera over here doing selfies, all that. Hey, look, I set this car on fire. Don't mind my customized t-shirt. Remember the lady got arrested for that? Customized t-shirt. She set the cruiser on fire, gets arrested. She wasn't thinking, because she's not in the gang. She can't run in there first day and say, Antifa or Black Lives Matter. That's not going to save her walking into prison. It's different. I'm not going to talk about all the gangs. I'm not going to talk about their gang signs, how to identify. That's not what this video is about. It's about understanding and control the gangs have over the population, the inmate population, detainee population. They're going to control that. So you roll in. I'm in my 50s. I roll in, got no tattoos, nothing up here to see. Who you with? Civilian. That's the answer I have to give. I can't say I'm with somebody, or else they'd be checking my arms. Do I got respect tattooed on here? Do I got discipline tattooed on my arms? Tattooed on my neck and head? No. No stars, no pitchforks, nothing upside down, nothing sideways, no clovers. I have none of that stuff tattooed. So I go in and tell them I'm a civilian. I'm on my own. Unless a couple other civilians, maybe guys my age see me come over. Doesn't matter what color. But, civilian is civilian. Come over and recognize and say, hey, we need to help you. Come over here with us. Strength in numbers. You need strength in numbers in prison or a county jail when you go in. You need allies, not enemies. Remember that phrase. Know your enemies. Know your friends. Keep your enemies closer. Keep your friends closer. Because in prison, friend or enemy, for 3 soups, for 2 bags of tuna, your friend or enemy will sell you out in a second. Think about this. Now, I'm intentionally sitting in a chair with wheels, pacing back and forth. Why? Because the movement of my pacing symbolizes the anxiety one should have being sentenced and getting ready to go to prison. County jail's not an easy thing either, but prison's no walk in the park. Not by a long shot. You go in thinking you're good or you're righteous. Even if you are a gang and you're established on the gang on the outside, you still got some hurdles to get through to get on the inside. You can show all tattoos. You can say, hey, I'm with this. I roll this way. Show them, pledge all your allegiance. They're still going to want to test you. They're going to want to test you and they're going to want you to prove yourself. So think about that. You got any of this in your pocket? You got this up your sleeve? You card player, poker player? That means nothing in prison. I don't care how good you are in blackjack. I don't care how good you are spinning that roulette wheel. This isn't a casino. It's your life. Gang life. Inside a prison like I was at, where almost everybody is life without parole, they don't care. You know, in a search one time, when I was assistant commander on a tac squad, we went into a dorm and I grabbed a cooler, opened the cooler, ended up taking 18 shanks out of one large igloo cooler. You know the igloo coolers that are about 2 feet, 24 inches long? 18 shanks I took out of just one cooler. And there was 3 coolers in that dorm. I didn't search the other 2. They had weapons too. 18 shanks out of one cooler. Officers, you're walking in that dorm day and night doing count, doing checks. You're going in the morning. You're saying prepare for chow call. I need to get these guys for GED class. You're walking by this cooler. It's got 18 shanks in there. It doesn't take much. They all know it's in there. They all know how to get them out. Gangs control all this stuff. You say and do the wrong thing, the gang jumps up. My buddy, who I hope to have an interview with here pretty soon on the video, stabbed in the head and neck multiple times. Gang initiation. They told him to get in the gang. You need to stab this officer tonight when he comes back to do lockdown. You stab him good, we'll put you in the gang. See the power to influence? If this guy doesn't go through with their demand, he'll get beat down. If he goes through it, you're going to have some force used against him. They sprayed him. They took care of him. Got him moved. Was all that worth that? He's in a place now, in a different prison now, where it's not worth that. The privilege he lost is not worth what he did. But he did it so that he can get some stuff tattooed on him. Cover his face and his head all up, So what? In prison, in the county jail, you need to think this before you get there. People live by the day. They live for the moment. That's obvious if you watch the news. They live for the moment. Hey, if I can do this, if I can go over here and hit this officer or this car or set fire or break in this store, I don't care if they catch me on TV. I did it. I'm proud of myself. You'll be very proud of yourself staring at a wall with the inmate looking at you like this, waiting for you to go to sleep because he's going to rape you or he's going to hang you or he's going to shank you. Think you can handle all that? Think you can handle this gang life? Hopefully this is an eye-opener to you. Hopefully this is an eye-opener to the officers. You need to remember this. Just how easy. I know the captain was taken hostage, stabbed, and beat down at Ware State Prison this summer of 2020, in the riots, where they took keys and released about 800 inmates. The inmates took keys from the supervisors they had hostage and released them running wild. They went in there with some guns, with some bullets. They didn't play pepper ball. They didn't play mace. They played bullets. Lead. They shot inmates. They dispensed the lead. You get my drift? It's the real world out there. You think it's bad on the street think it's bad to go out and want to get in the middle of some stuff in the street? Take your little cell phones and, take 10 friends to video you how good you look and do that? Yeah, them friends won't be around while you're in the cell. That's an expression, Bubba. Your cellmate's going to be Bubba. Bubba means a lot of things. Maybe I'll make a video and just explain what Bubba means. Who Bubba really is. What Bubba's really going to do. Because that's a whole other 15-minute video. Gang life. A lot of gangs in prison. A lot of things get controlled. You're really, really helpless in there unless you're pretty much forced to join something. So before you do that crime and you have to do the time, you better identify just how strong you are, how bad you are, what you can get away with on your own, and at what point are you going to form ally, cover your face in ink, your arms in ink, and join who you're going to join with. Because it's going to take the alliance to get through prison time. Hit the like, hit the share. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope everybody stays on this side of the fence. You know what that means. See you soon.